Remember at the hype of Kim Jong-un versus who's even trying to fight to Kim Jong-un now? Isn't that weird?
I haven't heard of anyone saying anything about that cat.
At this point, no one's saying anything, but at the peak of the of that portion of his hype with social media, Trump, everyone is just like, we're gonna fight this guy. He can't do this. No, you can't lock yourself off from the rest of the world. And he did it. He went and did it anyway. I mean, we don't know what's going on in their country.
And he's like, yes, I can.
And he did.
Yeah.
Every year he has a parade of all the military equipment they've created over the years. They just because they can.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah.
And it's not a big It's not a big country.
He's like, hey, I'm a small country.
It's crazy.
But don't fuck with me.
Yo.
Can South Africa say don't fuck with me? Who can they say that to?
Yeah.
Except for the little bitty countries that maybe we can.
Their neighbor is South Korea. Took the entertainment industry by storm, and America couldn't do any. America is the hub of entertainment. South Korea took the entertainment industry by storm. I'm a movie, music videos, entertainment. They came in, K-dramas, K-pop, dog.
But you see though,
and there's a story
similarities between these powers.
There's a funny story actually about Ireland, who's even with the entertainment. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
go on.
There's a famous K-pop group actually. A friend of mine once told me about this. There's this group, I think BTS. Yeah.
Well known.
Yeah.
Even I know them. And
they were so big that they got into the American stream, and they were getting better stats, better views, better like ratings, everything. And then came Lentus, it's Nama Grammy. They came Grammy. They qualified for literally. They had better stats than a lot of Grammy award winners, but they still got best foreign. And then there was this whole thing. I might be wrong, but it's something along the lines of best foreign. The same way the best movies that come from outside America get best foreign. They don't get outside of anywhere else. That isn't best foreign. But you these people came in and they took their environments by storm. They went in.
They owned
and
it.
They supported them. The K-pop groups get groomed. Isn't that wild?
You see, and because this is why I say you gotta know the ingredients.
Music trained, everything.
You need to have the ingredients in place to win. It's not by osmosis. And our people need to understand that. We're talking about the Chinese, for example, from a very young age, preparing them to conquer the world. What are our kids being taught at that same level in early childhood development? What are they being taught? Are they being prepared to dominate the world politically, economically, technologically? Are they? No.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm actually on my side. That's where I'm actually trying to fixate towards Wuti. We're so busy focused on China because, as far as as politically, economically, they are currently doing the most. Russia are currently doing the most politically, maybe even financially. I don't read as much about Russia as much as I used to anymore, but maybe they probably are. I wouldn't be surprised if they were as well. There are countries out there that are pushing towards their niche. South Korea, I'm bringing it up because it's pushing very hard on their niche and they're doing the most. Okshuti, the question might necessarily be Uti, because we're so busy trying to take over America. We're so busy trying to take over this, we don't even realize Uti, maybe we have a niche of our own that can actually make us relevant.
And you see, we are not focusing on what our strengths could be.
We have strengths.
We spoke about this last time. Yeah. We are dressing to impress. We want to be liked. That's the freaking problem. Who cares about whether anyone likes you? What is our value proposition on the global stage as a country? You know,
Why would they bring us into the table?
there's so much obsession in this country about inclusion and diversity and all that, and I'm fine with that. But the obsession has to be about how African children can be equipped to dominate the space, not to be included, not to work for a company from America. You know, that can be the biggest achievement we have in our children's brains. It has to be, how do you dominate the political space, the economic space, the social space, all areas of human activity? How do you become the dominant force?
What
Because
makes
for
us
me,
relevant?
for
what
me,
makes us relevant?
For me, it only makes sense if you've got 80% upwards of the population as black Africans in South Africa. What in the world are we obsessed with inclusion about? Inclusion of what? We need to create our world and then include everyone else in it. That's the only thing that makes sense as a majority. But instead, we are controlled by an economic majority that is a population or demographic minority. And they get to control, they get to build their world, and we get to be guests in their world on our own land. Like, how messed up is that on so many levels? Like, how many levels is that messed up on?
The population majority becomes the economic
Minority. Like, what in the
Yeah.
world?
Wild.
What are we doing? You know what I mean? And again, leadership is everything. We are not led. I'll tell you that. And that's why, again, shout out to King Said So, Paseta, Pan-African School of Economics, Technology, and Agriculture. We are in that process. I support Upaseta because I understand this is what we need. And interestingly, in 30 years, I have not seen such an idea emerge from the ranks of the ANC, the leadership. Where is the Pan-African School built by the ANC to develop young black children to become dominant in the world, starting locally? Where is it? You know, like, what in the world? And that's why I say we're not led. And that's why as youth, we have decided as African youth, we're going to have to lead ourselves. Because we don't have leadership that is concerned seemingly with the future. And I mean, I guess Amataima are leading us, so they're nearing the end of their lives. I don't think they care much for the future. You know what I mean? Vision for the future should be discussed by the youth, I think. Because we are the ones who are going to have to deal with whatever.
We're staring at it.
Whatever happens, whatever comes, it's going to confront us. It's going to deal with us as citizens, as young people, as taxpayers. Whatever mess the timers leave, the old timers leave,
We have to deal with it.
have to. And that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
we need a continental revolution where all the African youth make a decision to get rid of all the old guard, all the liberation movements and all of them. Get rid of them, and we start something new. We interact as the new generation, forward thinking, forward looking. You understand? Not that we forget our history. Look, man, I will never forget the role the ANC played.
You can't
For us,
you can't forget it and
for-
underquote it as well.
For us to be where we are, to have the chance to contest,
There
I
had
will
to
never
be-
take that
yeah.
away from them. But they lost their way a long time ago. And now it becomes clear they serve interests outside of the people. You know? And so
So
we while we appreciate where you've brought us, I think you should now this is the time now to hand over the reins. You don't seem to have any good ideas going forward. And it's fine. We appreciate what you did. You know what I mean? Hey, we go. You know, they didn't have to mess it up to this point. They could have handed over and said, "Look, man, next generation take over. We've done our part. You know, we took you this far. Now you, the younger generation, take the next steps forward. You know, lead us now into the future with a clear, solid understanding of your history." I'm not saying forget your history, not your political history, not your culture, your tradition. The Chinese have not, but they have emerged as a world power in the 21st century. There's a balance they have struck there that I think we are struggling with. A balance of fortifying ourselves in ourselves, rooting ourselves in ourselves, but interacting with the world as intelligent people who understand what is happening in the world we currently live in. It's either you are all traditional or you are completely removed from who you are. You don't need to be that way. And I'm the same. You know me, I enjoy Indian food. I'm not like, oh, I'll never eat anything of any other culture. Nonsense. I will expose myself to the world as long as I am rooted in myself. That's the thing. Rooted in who I am. When I interact with the world, I try new experiences, new foods, new things.
As long as you know what it means to be umkondoleli
Wagwamasenga.
umvend. Mlawutsi yena yedwa.
You understand?
As long as you understand that heritage. It doesn't matter what someone else has. You will always remember
exactly.
that.
Exactly. And we don't need to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah.
Once we get to that level of self-assertion, self-assurance. Ghost, I know you've pointed out the time. Maybe let's listen a little bit to Shahid Bolson, maybe to the halfway point, and then we will